That is actual rivalry versus just commentary from the public, like people trying to make you guys be enemies?
Yeah, I think it's just competition. It's been competition since.
It looked like Angel Reese is currently going viral after speaking about Caitlin Clark and her fan base.
Angel Reese has just made a shocking revelation about Caitlin Clark that changes the entire narrative. Newly surfaced footage reveals an unexpected side of their rivalry, and in the past 24 hours, things have taken a dramatic and ugly turn.
I'll be the first to tell you, Angel Reese has definitely been in the headlines these last 48 hours, dog. I mean, she's been snapping on people on Twitter. She's dropping new episodes to her podcast, Unapologetically Angel. And yet again, she's using Caitlin Clark's name for clicks.
Fans are going wild over Angel's latest comments. Some are calling it career suicide, while others believe she's simply telling the truth. But the real story runs much deeper than anyone thinks.
But more importantly, even in other interviews beside her podcast, she's speaking about Caitlin Clark and the Caitlin Clark fan base. Now, we know Angel Reese has been feeling some type of way about Caitlin Clark since she was at LSU. And I'm here to tell you,
we need to break down what just went down with Angel Reese. Her latest comments about Caitlin Clark have completely turned the basketball world on its head. But before we dive into this wild situation, just know we've got exclusive footage no one else is showing. And what Angel revealed in this interview, it's a total game changer.
So that is actual rivalry versus just commentary from the public, like people trying to make you guys be enemies?
Yeah, I think it's just competition. It's been competition since college. Being able to play against Caitlin. I've been playing against Caitlin since we were probably in 8th or 9th grade. We both were really competitive during AAU. I went to Maryland, she went to Iowa, so we competed there, and then finally being able to compete in the national championship. So people don't know the legacy of us being able to play against each other for a really long time, but obviously social media is going to put two women.
Angel Reese has dominated headlines over the past 48 hours, from heated Twitter exchanges to fiery podcast moments, and now this explosive interview that's making everyone rethink her relationship with Caitlin Clark. But this is where things take an even more unexpected turn.
And I think it's just been able to be something that is negative, but also positive. I think it shines light on women's basketball. So I'll take that of being able to be the person that gets the hate, but I know that at the end of the day, I'm growing women's basketball and helping women's basketball.
Let's start by breaking down the newly surfaced footage. Angel appears calm and composed during the interview until Caitlin's name comes up. That's when everything shifts. Her expression changes, and what she says next, absolute dynamite. She claims it's just competition, but the tone in her voice tells a whole different story. In the clip, Angel talks about how they've been facing off since middle school, but what most people don't realize is that their rivalry runs far deeper than just college hoops. Now, let's rewind to that unforgettable national championship game. The moment Angel hit Caitlin with the iconic "you can't see me" gesture.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
Most people thought that national championship moment was the height of their rivalry, but what if I told you it was only the beginning? Because what Angel just revealed in her latest interview makes that look like child's play. She's out here saying that social media is forcing two women to be pitted against each other. But here's the twist. We've got receipts that tell a totally different story. In just the past few weeks, Angel has brought up Caitlin's name more times than Caitlin's even spoken publicly. And believe it or not, that's not even the wildest part.
Do you feel like sometimes her fans cross the line?
I don't think it's just her fans. I think it's fans in general. I mean, people don't realize at the end of the day we're human. I mean, you guys watch us, and knowing that, like, it's just basketball. I promise you, it's just basketball. I don't have any hard feelings towards her. She doesn't have any hard feelings towards me, but...
Let's talk about these fans Angel keeps bringing up. In one interview, she blames all fan bases for the chaos. But then, on her own podcast, Unapologetically Angel, she singles out Caitlin's fans specifically. We've got both clips, and the contradiction? It's wild, like she forgot what she said the first time. But now things are getting serious. This isn't just about social media drama anymore. According to sources close to the situation, Angel has been facing real threats, from death threats and stalkers showing up at her home, to AI-generated fake images spreading online. It's gotten dangerously out of hand. And that raises the question, If all this is happening, why does Angel keep bringing up Caitlyn's name? Let's look at the numbers. Angel's podcast is about to hit 100,000 subscribers. A silver play button is on the horizon. But every time she mentions Caitlin Clark, her views and engagement spike. A coincidence? Some people are calling it clout chasing. I'll let you decide. And what about that new unrivaled league? Caitlin Clark said no thanks, but Angel's fully on board. Since then, their YouTube viewership has tanked. Without the Caitlin versus Angel narrative, public interest seems to be fading fast. But we're not stopping there. I've got some inside info from WNBA practices. I won't name names, but teammates are starting to question Angel's priorities. Is she more focused on building a social media brand than improving her game? Because the stats? They don't lie. And when you compare her engagement numbers, Caitlyn content versus anything else, the difference is massive. Every time Angel drops Caitlyn's name, her metrics shoot through the roof. Meanwhile, Caitlyn hasn't mentioned Angel in months. Not once. She's been busy making history, getting drafted first overall, and breaking records, while staying silent on the drama. Now, I get it, some of you will say I'm being too harsh, but I'm just laying out the facts. And the pattern is clear. Every time the conversation shifts back to basketball, Angel gives another interview and brings Caitlyn back into the spotlight. And here's something you might have missed. In this latest interview, Angel makes a subtle comment that flew under the radar. But when you slow it down and play it back, she seems to hint at something deeper, something that happened way back in their AAU days. And nobody's talking about it yet. Right now, the basketball community is split. Some people are standing by Angel, saying she's being authentic and raw. Others believe she needs to focus on her performance instead of fueling drama. But here's the real question. Why can't we have both? Why can't we enjoy the drama and elite basketball? Let's be real. Women's basketball has never had more attention. Ratings are up, social media is buzzing, and players are becoming stars. But what's the cost? Are we losing focus on the sport itself? I've got some exclusive game clips to show you. When Angel is locked in, just focused on the court, she's a beast. Double-doubles, incredible defense, and next-level athleticism. But then come the distractions, the posts, the interviews, the need to keep this rivalry going. And here's the kicker. Our data shows a noticeable shift in Angel's performance since all this drama began. I'm not saying there's a direct cause and effect, but the numbers? They speak for themselves. And it gets even more interesting. Remember that one comment. Remember when Angel said she and Caitlyn have been competing since the 8th grade? Well, we did some digging, and what we uncovered might just flip the whole story on its head. We found old AAU tournament footage from around 2016. It's grainy, sure, but what it shows is jaw-dropping. There they are, Angel and Caitlyn, barely teenagers, battling it out in a tournament final. And the shocking part? They're actually giving each other props after plays. Respect, high fives, the whole thing. Hard to believe, right? Considering how tense things have gotten today. But don't get too comfortable because things take a sharp turn. Fast forward to now, and we've got a leaked screenshot from a group chat. We can't show it here for obvious reasons, but let's just say some veteran WNBA players are not happy. According to them, all this drama is pulling attention away from what really matters, the game. And speaking of the game, let's talk stakes. Both Angel and Caitlyn are rookies. This is the year they're supposed to be proving themselves on the biggest stage in women's basketball. But instead, the headlines are full of drama, and trust me, sponsors are paying attention. A source inside a major sports brand, can't name names, says this nonstop controversy could start impacting endorsement deals. Not just for Angel and Caitlyn, but for other players and even the league itself. That's how far it's gone. Now, let's rewind to Angel's latest podcast episode with Lonzo Ball. Once again, Caitlyn's fans come up. But here's what's wild. What she says here completely contradicts her earlier comments in that complex interview. Run that clip back. See the difference? It's like two different stories from the same person. The online basketball community is going off. Twitter? Exploding. Instagram? On fire. TikTok? A full-blown frenzy. But you know what no one seems to be talking about? The actual basketball. Both these athletes are phenomenal. Angel's footwork and power in the paint are insane. Caitlyn's shooting range? Next level. But let's address the elephant in the room. Is Angel really chasing clout? Because here's the deal. Every time she mentions Caitlyn, her engagement spikes nearly 300%. That's not speculation. That's data. Meanwhile, Caitlyn? She's setting rookie records and staying silent. Not a word about any of this. You want to know what happens next? Now here's where it gets even crazier. Our team did a deep dive and found that Angel's podcast episodes featuring Caitlyn's name in the title consistently pull in 50% more views than her other content. That's not just a coincidence, that's a trend. And it's raising serious concerns across the basketball world. I've spoken with several former WNBA legends, players who spent over a decade in the league, and they all agree. This isn't the path to building a lasting legacy. One veteran put it best. Back in my day, we let our game do the talking. Now, it feels like everyone's more focused on going viral than on winning. And speaking of social media, fan behavior is reaching dangerous new levels. We've seen death threats, stalkers, and now reports that Angel has had to increase security at public appearances. Let that sink in, a professional athlete needing extra protection over a basketball rivalry. That's not normal. Look at the unrivaled league. When Caitlyn opted out, viewership didn't just dip, it collapsed. A 60% projected drop in interest. That's millions of dollars in potential revenue just gone. And here's something you won't hear anywhere else. Sources close to both teams say the league has tried to arrange a private meeting between Angel and Caitlyn to defuse the situation. But one side keeps turning it down. I'll let you guess who. Now, let's talk about impact. High school coaches are reporting that younger players are starting to mimic the drama they see online. They're prioritizing viral moments over fundamentals and teamwork. Is that really the legacy we want for the next generation of women's basketball? And this drama isn't staying local, it's global. International leagues are watching, and some in Europe are even using this situation as an example of what not to do in professional sports. That's not the reputation we want to build. Want to hear something really wild? A sports psychologist we spoke to believes this rivalry might be rooted more in insecurity than competition. She pointed out the repeating behaviors, the attention-seeking, the contradictions, and said it fits a very familiar psychological pattern. Meanwhile, the WNBA commissioner's office isn't just watching, they're reacting. We've confirmed they're working on new social media policies for players, and honestly, that might be a necessary move at this point. So, where does that leave us? Angel's podcast is about to hit 100,000 subscribers. She's getting more media attention than ever before. But on the court, her recent stats paint a very different picture. Caitlyn, on the other hand, is setting rookie records, packing arenas, and staying completely above the drama. Women's basketball is at a turning point. It's finally in the spotlight like never before. But we have to ask ourselves, is this the kind of attention that builds a sustainable future? Or are we sacrificing the sport just to chase clicks and clout? At the end of the day, both Angel and Caitlyn are phenomenal athletes who've elevated the game. But maybe, just maybe, it's time to let basketball speak for itself. Because right now, the sport is getting lost in all the noise. So what happens next? Is this the final chapter in the Angel versus Caitlyn saga? Or just the beginning? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, keep it respectful. This game doesn't need more drama, it needs unity.